Hello, this is Divine Sunshine on her morning drive. Today's inspirational message is brought to you by my dog, Princess. This morning when I was going out the back door to go to the garage to get into the car, we got some next door neighbors, about two houses down. They got like two big dogs that like to kind of bark. And my dog, she's a Bichon Frise, she's white. Some of y'all have seen her on the videos. That evil Jupiter and I do when we do a collabo. You seen her kind of like walking up and down the stairs. So she came out, and like, it's the one dog, he got like a interesting spirit. I ain't gonna say evil, but it's interesting. So he looked like, I caught him one day, looked like I could just feel his brain just turning like, ooh, if I get with you, I'm gonna throw you around like a little rag doll and do this and do this. You know, I'm just gonna have fun. And I was like, the other one, not so much. I call him, one of them is, I call them, although that's not their name, I call them bow tie and tuxedo. Because one of them is like all black and one of them is black and white like a tuxedo. So that's my nickname for both of them. And so today when it came out, my baby came out there, I could tell they were just barking. Like really, you know, hitting the gate, you know, almost like wrestlers, you know, like, ooh. And so, you know, I say, I wave at him, you know, because the other one, he's a little bit more, I could get in touch, tap into his little self. And the other one, so he feeding off the other craziest one's energy. So when I got into the garage, I was like, listen here, let me tell you something, because they kept on barking. I said, let me tell you something. She ain't out there by herself. Trust and believe she's not. She's got Butterball, which is the other dog I used to have too. She passed away a couple of years ago. And I said, she got my dad out there, so he definitely ain't going to let nothing happen to her. Soon as I get in the car, I'm driving halfway on the expressway and getting here, my calls me back. And I said, what's going on? I thought maybe I left the garage door open. A couple of times I had my mind was someplace else. And I left it open and up. And so my mom said, girl, she's like, let me tell you about your baby. I said, what happened? She said, do you know she stood there a good 2 minutes and just gave them the death stare? It said she didn't say nothing, and then all of a sudden the dogs just got quiet. And this, he said, they stood there literally with their mouth open, like. I said, and I had just said that and gave her like the protection. I said, let me tell you something, my baby ain't out there by herself. Love big 3. Well, that's true. Go home or go hard. Love big. Well, that used to be the DM's thing, like you say. It's just go out there and just go out big and love rather than just not to love at all. He said that, but some kind of way he lost his own kind of saying. But love big and get in alignment with everything, with the spirit, soul, and body. Just go on ahead. And that's why I said another way to protect the heart is just to keep it open. Just forget it. Instead of always closing it off, because you close it off to the things, the desires, and the goods in which the universe and the powers that be have for you. This is kind of pretty much a channeled message. I'm seeing some things just like cars, and I got that tingly feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh. So my thing is, the feeling is something's going on with this divine masculine. And I know that this week I had said in the current energy reads that he's going through a tower moment and a death. And I've seen it occurring and happening. Hold on one sec, because I really want to get over. Okay. I've seen that occurring and happening through my DM and the situation on him, what you said on his job. And they was telling me about what was going on with one of his employees. And I could tell the way I was feeling. I said, well, maybe that might be a divine masculine. Going through a lot of physical symptoms. And I think we had said that. And this morning when I talked to my own DM, and I say, even now when I'm talking about him, I got that like this real like tired. I said, what is this tired, draining feeling? as I'm talking to you. And I was at the point that I was like, oh my God, I just can't talk to you no damn more, because what is this? I was like, what is this? And he's like, well, I'm tired. And I said, yeah, I can tell you tired. I said, but I'm about to send this back over to you. My body can't house that tiredness. That's on your end. You deal with that. And I did. I sent it back to him, and he was telling me about all the things that's happening. And I was like, I can't continue on. I put my little angelic body in front of you, kind of shielded you from a lot of the stuff here. And so I was like, it's time for me to kind of like step over to the side and say, you got to get all of the hits like that for what's going on with you, because I can't save. That's not helping either one of us. I think in some ways we are kind of doing that too, some of us divine feminines that might be in communications with ours as well. We still energetically protecting them, because it's like, that's me. And it's like, no, they got to go on. I watched the scene I was watching on Netflix. They got about the new black renaissance in films, and how African Americans are in films, and how they go about. And they showed a scene about Ray, that the movie Ray, about Ray Charles's life, and how the mother, he was crying out for his mom, and she was right there in the kitchen fixing something, and something she wanted to go to him, and then something made her say stop. And she said she seen right there in that moment where the divine masculine, hold on, I'm trying to see why we slowing down all of a sudden. No, is it just heavy just to be heavy? Why all of a sudden Ray Charles kind of like stopped. He was on the ground and he started crying like, mommy, I can't feel you, I can't, mommy. And all of a sudden, I'm trying to see what's going on with this traffic. Is it just heavy? Is it about to do something? Just let him just be. She seen him raise up on his knees, and then he proceeded to just start feeling the environment around him and start learning the different energies and the different things that was going on. So he was hearing the wagon that passed by. Then he heard, I think maybe stove or something like the steam and things like that. Everything for maybe the heater. Everything pretty much was giving sounds, and he was learning his environment by just listening to it. And then all of a sudden he seen a grasshopper. He heard the grasshopper chirping, and then he had caught it exactly where it was. So he was learning, they said he was learning how to see through his hearing. And that kind of really made me start thinking about the divine masculine too. A lot of times that's why he's got to go through this tower moment this week and this death, so he could be like Ray Charles, to be able to see through his hearing. Maybe also in his environment, things that's being said, things that's being said to him. He's got to have more of a keen sense and to work to be this clairsentience or clairaudience, and build up those extra intuitive awareness that he has been not leaning on, because most of the time that's always kind of has a stigma or a connotation of a association with being more so in the feminine energies. And in order to create that balance, he's got to be able to be in those energies. Because, hold on one second, because I'm trying to see what's going on. Really, I feel now that's very prevalent for both of the twins that's going on. I keep on getting a feeling of we've got to create that balance, and we've got to be able to swap in between both energies. Even if you're feminine, dominant, you got to be able to switch over into that masculine, divine masculine energies every now and then to be able to do that. We need to work on those weaknesses especially like I said, like yesterday, we got to become doers, divine feminines. We got to stop now saying, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and we keep on thinking about it, but we don't do anything with that. I had this morning, that was another reason why I was kind of late coming out. I was talking to one of my former students that contacted me through Facebook, and she stated that how influential I was, and she was so glad that she had caught up with me. And then all of a sudden she just kind of really just crying through emojis, which I knew that was her saying. She's crying. She said, because if you know, I see mastery 222. If you know where I am now, you will be so disappointed in me. And so she went to go on and tell me about the things of how she be disappointed, how I was. She went to high school. She dropped out freshman year. She's like, and she's always she's been a bright, intelligent. She always gave me word for word back. That I do remember. I told you, she's a little sassy little thing. But sometimes, a lot of times when they do that, they're a little advanced or some kind of way, the way you presenting it to them. Education, it wasn't my teaching, I would say that, but just the whole educational system, just sometimes it's just not meeting the kids' needs as to where they are. It's not set up for that. Even if the teacher wants to go on ahead and meet the kid where they are, the system still has rules and old foundational ideology that bucks against teachers like myself that might want to be able to say, I want to think outside the box. And they're like, nah, you got testing, you got this. Instead of just teaching, just to teach and create a well-rounded student or child that can really be a productive citizen. Did I miss something? Why did I go way over? A productive citizen, or really be able to give something back to the world. It causes an issue. And so she just got one of those ones that got lost in the shuffle. The system herself, she didn't have enough within her to persevere, and the system didn't kind of meet her where she was as far as her process of learning, So it's a twofold thing, and her mother is threefold. In her mother, the way she was too, that's a whole story. I'm not going to put her business out there. But, in your environment, it don't help to kind of model that as well. And she did as much as she can, because her mom was always up there at the school, saying, Miss Booker, I be trying with her, and da. And she did in her own way. So you can't say that she didn't have the support in her own manner with the way that she was able to show up for her. And so she was just telling me, and she's like, I think it's too late. She said, I don't think it's too late. And I affirmed that to her. No, it's never too late for when you take a wrong turn to make it a right turn. It's never too late. I said, I like that. It's never there, because sometimes you can keep on. I think they did some kind of way. It's like you can keep on making so many left turns, and some kind of way you'll find your way going right. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So we got to kind of, at this point where we are, get to a point to understanding that no matter how we get off track, the universe is going to have a way to be able to kind of say, okay, get back on there. That's why we had those tower moments. That's why we had those aha moments too as well. But I just feel very, that it's just a confirmation from the reading that I had did. Not that I don't believe in my own stuff, my readings, I do. But it's just a confirmation that it's something just like this wind I'm seeing here, and it's very windy. It's a change in the winds, and I see that card where it's spinning around, and it's like one direction that the DM thought he was going. It's like, nope, you're going this way. And the way of how you going about getting there is a little bit different than what you think it is, and really it's more black and white, because they use a zebra in that. I can see that it's really more black and white and less gray than you like to portray that it is, on that, which means it might be just you got to change jobs, just like the guy on this job was experiencing all these health challenges. And I say, well, yeah, I feel that when I pick up and I tap into it, that y'all just very stressed right now on the job. And, it's a lot of things going on. And so, his body is keeping score, and it's just telling him that, like, I ain't reacted too well with this. And I've seen a couple of things going on in that job, and I told him too, energetically wise. I told I need to get some sage and got to sage that place, because it looked like it's like like a magnet for something like that. So just kind of just treat it and put some white light around that place, because they just kind of going down like dominoes or dropping like flies around it with all different kind of incidents. You said it's been happening. I've been there. So I watch it also in my communications, the way I'm saying, and how I'm validating it too as well. That's feeding into that energy too. And that would be helpful too as well. But just really saying about the divine masculine and that energy that they're doing. So we've got to really shift ourselves, get more stronger and anchored into our energies, divine feminines on their part. I feel like with the divine feminine, like with Princess and the way she was acting, we're really standing in our power. Like I said, we're understanding that, listen here, we're not alone in this process. That we understand that just by our presence and who we are and who we identify as, like I said the other day, just knowing who you are is enough. She didn't have to bark. She didn't have to say nothing. Just her presence and the way she stood and the way she sent that vibration and that frequency. That's why I say it's important about the intent and the intentions that you're putting out there, because everybody can read into it. Like she was telling, listen here, I done had enough of that. That was cute at the beginning. Now shut up. Simple as that. Now shut up. That's enough. It was cute. It ain't cute no more. It ain't cute no more. I'm tired. Hold on a second. I can hear it. Divine confirmation. Archangel Raphael. So again, stand in your power and let them just know this, and be quiet. Whatever it is that you say, I can't take no more, shut up. Just like I told the DM. I can't, listen, I'm trying to do a lot of production stuff, and I'm tired. I get home, I am drained, and I'm picking up you, and I keep on sending it back to you. You keep on sending it back to. I'm not gonna do that. I stopped. I'm the one that started that. I confess, because sometimes I remember I would go out late and I get tired. I said, oh, he asleep now. I'm gonna throw all this being up and this not having enough sleep. I'm going to throw it back over there to him and let him go ahead. And he'd be like, oh, I woke up so tired. And I knew that was me that had broke that. That wasn't right. I did, because I just in there and I just learned about that. I said, well, I feel energized. I kept on doing it a couple times. But I was like, nah, it ain't right no more. It's time for you to come on back over this way. I'm not going to do that to you, and you don't do that to me. I'm thinking about also the conversation I had about Harvey Weinstein too, and these divine masculines. Some of them that have really did a doozy karmically. Now the dojo situation has appeared, which is you learning the way as to the things that I did back then. I think I didn't have no consequences. I did it. It was from ego standpoint. I did take advantage of these ladies. I had a power thing. It was really not a power struggle, but a power of authority issue that he had, and he used it and abused it. He was really supposed to be there to be as a beacon of light, to help talented young ladies, help them to make their way into stardom, into show business. And instead of him doing that, he became corrupt along the way. Mama said, well, he knew he was ugly, so he just went on ahead and just took advantage of the ladies, because he's like, I ain't going to get it from nowhere. Right. And he didn't know he was lovable, too. That's what the car's license plate said. And he just took advantage. But I said, she had a pretty wife, so I didn't understand why he did all that. Learning how to just be satisfied. And then I look on the flip of the coin. I talked about that, about Kobe Bryant, how it's a difference of those two. How he went through the situation and had seen he did his thing, whatever, not speaking ill will on him, but he also said that, and I told you I challenged him too a couple times. You can look on that about death is not the end thing. I said that, and I did channel messages with him. He said, well, through that situation I learned how to be a better man. Okay, so those time moments, some of them get it, the divine masculines get it and quit it, and they like, I'm gone. You ain't got to worry about me with no ladies taking advantage, doing anything wrong like that. I'm gonna respect the ladies. I got daughters. That's a reminder that the universe put on me to remind me that I'm gonna respect women at all times, not to take advantage of that. And how you say, that was a beautiful reminder he gave me. And from that point on, I started pouring into the world, coming up with the Mamba sports school and academy and all those other things, and give it back, and people didn't know I was giving back. And so those things, some divine masculines, there's hope for that. There's some masculines that went through the fire, that went through the karmic situation, that went through the dojo, it was acting karmic ways, went through the dojo situation, which means to learn the way of how to become a better person. That's what it means by dojo, learning the true identity as to who you are. And have taken that and taken it to the next level and said, okay, you know what, that's it. You ain't got to hit me but one time, like I said, what's love got to do with Ike when he hit the other one that played a role like Robbie. I forgot what her name is, but she's a real true person. They helped Tina Turner get out that situation. She said, you ain't got to do that. I'm out of here. I don't believe no hitting stuff. So, rather that part happened, true or not, but the lesson is that some people, you ain't got to keep on tapping on that ass for them to get the story. So I can tell DL, this shit is jumping in. I got it, I'm gone. Some of them is hard-headed and they want to go by their resolve and their ideology about life, and then life has to show them, listen here, that stuff don't really work. Okay, all right, my babies is coming down. They're going about to say hi, Miss Booker, and come up to the car. So as usual, again, have a sunshine-filled day. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.